Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are undertaking what might be the single most crucial mission for any medical professional in the UK.
Oh, absolutely.
We're cracking open the GMC's Good Medical Practice Guidelines,
hmm
the GMP. This new version, which kicked in at the start of 2024, is not just some, dusty document.
No, not at all. It's the ethical bedrock. It's for every doctor, every physician associate, every anesthesia associate out there.
Right. And our mission today is pure high-yield application. We're breaking down the structure, the core truths, and how you can apply this stuff in, say, an MSRA SJT exam.
We're basically translating this dense framework into actions that score well because they're the right actions, the safe action.
Okay, let's jump straight into the kind of tension this document's all about. Picture this. It's a classic SJT nightmare scenario. You've seen a senior colleague, someone you really respect and frankly need to stay on the right side of, being dismissive, disrespectful even to some of the nursing staff.
Oof, that's a tough one.
It is. So what do? Do you keep your head down, protect that team loyalty, don't rock the boat? Or do you raise it and risk damaging that whole dynamic?
And that tension is right at the heart of it. The way the GMC guides you to resolve that choice, it brings us to the one core truth of the entire document.
Okay.
It's simple, really. You must make the care of patients your first concern to justify their trust. That's it. That's the guiding star for everything.
That is a powerful, very clear statement. So let's build on that. Why do we need to do a deep dive on this? I mean, a lot of it seems like common sense, doesn't it?
You'd think so, but it's about professional standards, not just, basic manners. This is the contract between us and the public.
Contract, I like that.
And importantly, the 2024 version expanded to explicitly include PAs and DAs. So it's for the whole team. It sets the standard for everyone.
And I think the biggest misconception is that it's a rigid rule book.
Exactly. It explicitly says it is not a fixed set of rules. You have to use your professional judgment to apply these standards to messy, real-world situations. It's also central to revalidation and, crucially, to fitness to practice.
So if you're ever investigated, this is the document they'll judge you against.
This is the yardstick, 100%.
Okay, let's get into the structure then. The 4 domains. We're using the KPCT framework to make it stick. That's knowledge, patience, colleagues, and trust.
Right. Starting with Domain 1, knowledge, skills, and development. This is all about competence.
And staying up to date.
And staying up to date. But the core expectation and the pressure it puts on you is huge. You have to recognize and work within the limits of your competence, only under appropriate supervision.
So my desire to seem capable should never, ever outweigh safety.
Never. The safest doctor is the one who knows when to stop and ask for help. And your treatment plan, it has to be based on the best available evidence. You can't just rely on what you've always done.
Now, in this domain, there was something that really jumped out at me. Something you wouldn't expect.
The environmental impact part.
Yes.
It's fascinating, isn't it? The guidance actually says doctors should think about supporting initiatives to reduce healthcare's environmental footprint.
So choosing sustainable solutions is now an ethical duty.
As long as it doesn't compromise care, yes. It's reframing resource management as a core part of professionalism.
Wow. Okay, moving to domain 2. Patience, partnership, and communication. This is the one-on-one stuff. Where do junior doctors get tripped up here?
I think the biggest one is fair treatment. Obviously, no discrimination. But the real high-stakes rule is that you must not refuse or delay treatment because of a patient's life choices.
So it doesn't matter if their condition is, self-inflicted.
It makes no difference. Your duty to treat is absolute. That comes up in the SJT all the time.
And what about consent? It's much more than just a signature on a form, right?
So much more. You start by assuming they have capacity. Then you have to explain everything. The condition, the prognosis, the options.
Including the option to do nothing at all.
Yes, that's the one people forget. The option to take no action. You have to explain the risks and benefits, check they've understood, and then you document that whole conversation.
Then there's the duty of candor. That causes a lot of anxiety.
It does, but the GMC gives you a shield here. If something goes wrong, you have to be open, you have to be honest, explain what happened, and crucially, you must apologize.
And saying sorry isn't an admission of legal liability?
Exactly. The guidance makes that clear. It's about being human and honest, and then you report it internally so the system can learn. It's completely non-negotiable.
And safeguarding is in this domain too.
Yes, very simply. If you have concerns that a patient or someone close to them is at risk of abuse or neglect, you must act promptly. Escalate it. Patient welfare trumps everything.
Okay, so that's the patient relationship. But things often fall apart because of the team environment. So let's dive into domain 3. Colleagues, culture, and safety. This brings us back to our opening dilemma.
It does. And this, for me, is the modern heart of the GMP. It says you have a professional duty to treat colleagues with kindness and respect.
It's not just an HR policy.
It's a professional duty. You have to help create a compassionate, fair culture. So if you see toxicity and ignore it, you're failing in this domain.
So back to our disrespectful senior colleague. That person is violating domain 3. How do I, as a junior doctor, handle that?
Right, the classic SJT test. If patient safety or dignity is compromised by anything, bad equipment, a toxic culture, you must act. But for a colleague who might not be fit to practice, the GMC gives you a very specific, stepwise plan.
Okay, what is it?
You must first seek advice.
From whom?
A trusted senior colleague, your defense body, or even the GMC's confidential helpline. You gather information first. Only if you are still concerned after getting advice do you then escalate and formally report it.
So advice first, report second. That's a critical distinction. Jumping straight to reporting could be seen as disproportionate.
Precisely. It's a much safer, stronger action in an exam context. It shows judgment. Another huge one here is delegation.
Right.
If you're delegated a task and you don't feel you have the skills, you have to speak up. You must prioritize patient safety and seek help, even if you already said you'd do it. Professionalism beats compliance.
That's a great line. Okay, finally, domain 4. Trust and professionalism. This is the big picture stuff, right? Maintaining public confidence.
It is, and it starts with basic honesty. Be truthful about your qualifications and your role. And yes, if asked, you have to provide your GMC number.
And boundaries.
They are absolute. No sexual or improper emotional relationships with patients. And that extends to colleagues as well, by the way.
What about personal beliefs, like on social media?
Major test. You cannot use your professional platform to push personal beliefs, political, religious, whatever, in a way that might distress a patient or exploit their vulnerability. Your communication has to be accurate and responsible.
And what about that tricky area of conflicts of interest, the dinner invitation from a drug rep?
The key is transparency and proportionality. You can't let any interest affect your prescribing. You declare conflicts. A small token of thanks might be okay, but you avoid anything big enough that it could, or could even appear to, compromise your judgment.
Okay, this is a lot to take in. We need to boil this down for someone revising.
Right.
What's the highest scoring action pattern in an SJT based on all this?
It's a 3-step framework. You need a safe, systemic response. Step 1, acknowledge and act immediately.
So if a patient is in pain or there's an immediate risk, you deal with that first.
That's your priority, safety first. Step 2, communicate and document. Talk to the right people. Apologize if harm occurred, and write everything down in detail. Your notes are your defense.
Got it. And step 3?
Seek senior advice or escalate. If the problem is bigger than you, a colleague's fitness, a systemic issue, you involve a senior. It's not your job to solve the whole hospital's problems alone.
So if those are the gold standard actions, what are the common traps people fall into, the answers that always score badly?
Okay, 5 big traps to avoid. First, delaying action when a patient is at risk. That's an immediate fail.
Violates domain 2.
Exactly. Second, ignoring an issue, especially bullying. That violates your domain 3 duty. Third, taking disproportionate action, like confronting a colleague in public before you have the facts.
That lacks judgment.
Right. Fourth, breaching confidentiality without a clear safeguarding reason. And fifth, and this is a subtle one, prioritizing your own comfort over your professional duty. You know, I don't want to get involved. That's not an option.
We need a quick way to remember these 4 domains under exam pressure.
I like a visual cue. Picture yourself at a crossroads. You have to look in 4 directions before you can move safely. KPCT.
Knowledge, patience, colleagues, trust.
Run through that checklist every time.
Yeah.
Is my knowledge up to scratch? Am I putting the patient first? Am I supporting my colleagues in a safe culture? And will this action maintain public trust?
Perfect. So let's distill this entire deep dive. What are the 3 ultimate takeaways?
Okay. First, GMP isn't a rigid rulebook. It's a flexible framework for doctors, PAs, and AAs that requires your professional judgment.
Number 2.
The core duty is always, always patient-first care. That means being open, being honest, and protecting their dignity, especially when things go wrong.
And the 3rd.
Professionalism is bigger than just your clinical work. It means acting on systemic risks. It means safeguarding the vulnerable. And it means actively building a kind, supportive working culture.
So a final thought for us to take away.
The ultimate test of this is the standard of truthfulness the GMC demands. You have to tell them immediately if you're charged with a criminal offense or even just cautioned. The point is your entire conduct, in public and in private, has to justify the trust the public places in our profession.
That really is the high bar. Apply that KPCT framework, act on safety concerns, and always put your patient's care first. You're now that much better equipped for any ethical dilemma that comes your way.